Do you need to be a computer genius to build a good gaming PC?
Is there a particular way that needs to go then? Let's try not to do that.
Oh my word.
The answer, of course, is no, and I hope this video will prove so. From choosing the components to unboxing and building, follow this video as I take the exciting journey of building up my first PC in years. Alright, so I bought a new PC. It's for gaming, it's for video editing, it's for everything, and it's a PC I've wanted to build forever. I've been working off laptops for the last few years, and I decided in the house I just want to have a PC as a base PC, if you like. So it should be able to handle most things because I went quite high spec. So this video is the unboxing, as everyone seems to do, but why not? And the build. Let's do it. The components I chose should suit the VR gaming and editing tasks I look to do. I know the CPU and GPU are important parts to ensure a smooth running machine for those tasks, and a good motherboard is key to efficient power management and communication of those components. The best combo I came up with was the AMD Ryzen 9000 series processor, and this particular one's the 9800 X3D or 9800 X3D. And simply because I just read up that that's one of the best processors for gaming machines at the minute, so that's what I went for. And it's accompanied by an Asus Prime motherboard, which again, you could probably go for better, I don't know, but this seemed like a decent one for my budget. It seemed to fit well. And my laptop's an Asus, so I wanted to kind of stick with the brand. I thought it was quite, it's always served me well. They've been well built. It's handled everything I've thrown at it, so why not? I couldn't justify going with the all-powerful 5090. Why? $2,500, man. That's what's going on there. Crazy. Anyway, it is what it is. I didn't do it. So we've gone for the 5080. And I think the 5080 should be enough to do what I need it to do, I would hope. If my laptop can deal with low grade quality VR from a laptop and a laptop GPU of a 4060, I think it is, I'm pretty sure this should be a vast improvement, especially with the processor combo, I would hope. We'll soon find out, I guess. So with all that, the processor needs cooling, and for not too much money you can get a nice liquid cooler. Honestly, I am not at all ashamed to say I don't know an awful lot about the components other than the GPU, the processor, motherboards. I've done a bit of research and I know I need to cool things down. So again, I did just go to Google and say, what is the best recommended ways of cooling, all that kind of thing. And up came a list of items that were recommended. People have done tests, it's great. Thank you to those who have done tests. And this is one of them. I've got that, so off we go. Power unit. I mean, my laptop, again, it's an Asus ROG Strix. I can't complain about it. I think it's a superb bit of kit. So when I saw this, it's over 1000 watt. Need the power to power the graphics and the motherboard and things. So here we go. This wasn't the cheapest, but I think it was just me thinking if I need to upgrade at any time in the future, it might cover that, hopefully. You know what they say about PC stuff, it's out of date as soon as you buy it. Anyway, moving on. Oh my goodness, RAM. What is going on in the world? RAM has gone up in price. A few years ago, graphics cards went crazy and it doesn't seem to have settled too much, but it's better. It's better. But RAM It's almost doubled in price. Anyway, 32 gig of RAM. Yeah. Let's not talk about that much further. Mouse. 2 terabyte Predator hard drive or SSD. Good old keyboard. Again, sticking with the Asus brand. I like it. I think it's cool. HDMI cable. And we've got the tower, which I've kind of kept it in keeping with the room that I've just built. I don't know, maybe it will go. Hopefully it will go. God, there's so much choice. There is so much choice. It's difficult. You've just got to just go with it. There's no point in messing around. Just go with what you think, what you like. So we're going to build. Going to make sure whatever you choose will actually cater for the components you are going to put in there, i.e. the cooling. So like, you know, I've got the cooling radiator that'll fit along the top. Make sure that the sizes fit correctly. Obviously make sure that it's big enough for whatever motherboard you're going to put in. You can get MIDI, mini, large, and you know, it's all different sizes. You'll know this if you're building a PC or thinking about it. Of course you're going to know that. Otherwise, you know, just buy a ready built one. Anyway, so yeah, not much to say about this. It is what it is. It's just a case. It's got a few bits in it, like cooling bits and a few cables, and that's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. So we're going to put that there. Now the first thing we are going to have a look at will of course be the motherboard. Now the motherboard, before it goes into the case, will need a few components putting on it. This is the bit that communicates with everything on your computer, of course. You'll know that if you're building a PC. Of course you will. If not though, however, let's be honest. It's not complicated to put a PC together. I've done it years and years ago. It's been a long time. But do you know what? If you don't know, you read the instructions, and if you really get stuck, go online and have a look, because there'll be Google. Just look on your computer that you haven't built yet. No, your phone. Stop being silly. Right, okay. So everyone keeps saying, make sure you build it with a clean surface and everything. Well, you're not going to go outside and put it on the grass, are you? So let's be honest. Got a nice brand new desk here. If you watched my other video of me building the room that I haven't finished it at all. You can see the boxes in the background, for goodness sake. You'll probably watch that video. You might watch that video and think, why is it still a mess? Anyway, I built this halfway through because I wanted a break. But they come in, so the components come in like static-free bags, and I'm going to just basically open it and place it on top of the static-free bag, because it'll probably be better. Do you know what? I might find a little bit of foam and I'll put it on top of that. So let's start with the motherboard. I'm going to take it out of the box and get rid of the box. Don't throw the box away. Actually, that's a good tip. I often find if I go to resell something, certainly if I'm buying something second hand, I prefer to see the box, the original box. Make sure I've got everything out. This just looks a bit. Yeah, I like to see the original box. It just means that it's just nice. It just is nice. It doesn't mean anything really. Lots of little screws and components. Let's just get them out on the desk. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. Alright. One thing unboxed. And I'm not going to go crazy. Let's just put that box away. So I'm going to keep the boxes to the main components, and I'll put them in the garage somewhere. So let's get this out of this bag, and we'll just place it on top of the bag. Nice. Okay. I'm telling you now, this is a learning curve. It's been years since I've built one of these. Absolutely years. So I am not ashamed to say I'm going to get the instruction manual out. Not at all. Why would you be ashamed of that? Speaking of which, I need to find that, because I did actually have a little read through it a few nights ago. I can't remember where I've put it. Alrighty, so on the front of this manual, it comes with a little diagram showing where everything goes and everything is. Fantastic, that's perfect, that's exactly what I need it to do. I think it's a case of putting CPU, the RAM, and the SSD onto the board, and then the board goes into the case. That's what I am thinking. So there's a couple of things that need to come off. Right, so I'm going to take this heatsink off, which is for the SSD. Let's do it nice and carefully. Okay, so SSD. Make sure you can see this. Okay, so as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I went for this Predator. To be honest, actually, I got this for a brilliant price because someone was selling it on FacePay, as we call it. Brand new, it was sealed, untouched. So grab a bargain where you can, why not? So yeah, and it seemed to stack up with all the specs. Seemed to stack up with some of the best of the hard drives or the SSD drives out there. So I just thought, why not go for it? Yeah. All right. So it's quite obvious the way the orientation this needs to go. Just look. You see the little slots. See the slots, and you can see the slot like lines up on that side. And then on this side here, you've got a little screw that goes in. It's pretty straightforward. It's nothing complicated at all. So we're gonna push that in, and then it drops down. And you put the screw on. Find small things, small screws and stuff. Stuck in the ring. Anyway, small screws and whatnot. Not quite as small as when I took my phone apart once to fix the screen. That was ridiculous. Right, let's get a little screwdriver there. So a little screwdriver set and things that comes in handy now. It's helpfully with my work, I have to have them anyway. So okay, so first thing is, that's a different screw size. Okay, well there you go. You learn something all the time. So there was a little screw that came with the SSD, and it doesn't fit the motherboard. Of course it doesn't. So I'm guessing that in this little case, in these bags, there's a load of screws that will fit. So I guess we'll use those. But also, this has a push fit thing, so basically the screw locks down the push fit. Hey, you learn things as you go along. This is what you do. Otherwise, life would be boring if you just let everyone else do things for you. So the screw that needs to go in there is not required because the heatsink holds it down. See, logic. Let's think it through. Think it through. Often it's helpful to talk things through. Okay, so there's a, alright, this way to read the instructions. So the sticky pad, I'm just gonna make sure that that's what it wants me to do. It does. So it says installing the M.2 SSD, gotta remove the sticky pad, slot the card in, install the bundle, blah 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 blah. Ah, you see, this is why you read instructions. Optional. Oh, you see, look. Okay, so here is a little rubber, and it's just to help suspend. So let's have a look and see what the gap is like when that goes in. So you've just got to be careful with everything as you put stuff in, he says. I'm sure there's a lot of people watching this and raging. Why are you doing it like that? I don't care. Right, let's see. Yeah, let's put the rubber in. Okay, let's see what that does. We'll follow the instructions. Okay, so here's this tiny little rubber. You see what? Anyway, so I'm going to put that in, see if it helps. I'm sure it would have been fine either way. It does say optional, so yes, so it just lifts it up, gives it a little bit of support, which can't be a bad thing, I suppose. Yeah, that feels better. Let's go with that. We'll put the heatsink back on. And that sticks down on top of the SSD. Loving this. I'm guessing that helps transfer the heat. Let's start them off. So as with anything, when you assemble anything, you just need to be nice and gentle, especially electronics like this. Nice and gentle with things. Just feel it when you're tightening stuff. Don't go crazy and tighten things down. It's the same with even cars. You gotta be careful with cars and things. I see people with tools and they'll crank things up really tight and feel it. Feel the material that you're using, you know. You can feel how tight that gets, and that's as much as it wants. It doesn't want anything else. You know, again, in mechanics, when you watch me work on cars, which in a few videos time I'm sure you'll see me working on my car. I don't generally use torque wrenches as much as I used to, because you get a feel for how tight things need to be. All right, so here is, let's show you. One CPU. Now it's crazy. Okay, so when you put your CPU in, there's a little arrow at the top of the CPU and a little arrow at the top of the motherboard. You can see me pointing it at this camera. So yeah, and then you put the cover down and kind of hope for the best. Yep. And that pushes that down, and then you put the lever down on the gate. There's your CPU installed. I mean, it's too simple. That's the problem, I think. Why is it so simple? Shouldn't be that simple. Anyway, again, I'm sure people are screaming at me going, no, don't do that. But if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's my fault. Right, so RAM. When you install the RAM, you need to check the instructions. I'm sorry, guys, I know, reading instruction manuals, terrible. Anyway, look at your manual and it'll tell you which slots the RAM has to go in. So I've got a 2-piece RAM configuration at the moment, and it'll tell you which ones you want to go to. It goes in. It's not obvious. Don't think it's A1 and A2 or A1 and B1. This particular board is A2 and B2. So, and again, people who know will probably be screaming, well, of course it is, but I don't care. This is more a video for people who know enough to just build, like myself. I've got a bit of a brain about them, enough to know how to do something, but the ins and outs of how the actual motherboard works. Ones and zeros, isn't it? Running around everywhere. Anyway, I know it's more complicated than that. Anyway, so we've got the RAM. Fancy RAM. Lemon expensive RAM. It's ridiculous. Anyway, covered that. Okay, let's grab this out of the box. Lovely. Okay, so the RAM, you just pull the little tabs out. He says that one on that side, and these, I'm guessing, just stay where they are. And then you can see, you can see looking at, make sure, yeah. So in the rail, so this, the two grey ones are the ones I'm going for. In the rail is like, there's a little slot which allows you to put the card in the correct way. You can't get it in the wrong way, because if you go that way, the slot doesn't line up. Push down lightly and it locks itself in. So 2 slots. Again, like I say, read the manual. This is going to be the theme of the blooming, is that going to be the title? Read the manual. So I'm going to follow exactly what I've just done. Push firmly down, and then the lock kind of locks itself down as it's happy. So this is why when you're putting your motherboard down on a surface, you have something soft so it doesn't squash anything underneath. Right, okay, so that is actually ready for the case. I can put it in the case. So first of all, I'm going to tidy up the mess I've made. My word, I've made a mess already. Okay, so I've moved the motherboard out of the way for now. I'm just looking at the case. I need to get my head around what is what, because I've just literally unpacked the case and I've got a lot of cables here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the power unit in first, but I'm just going to check these cables out because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of bits in here, so you've got your switches at the top. Now it's obvious if you look, let me just see, yeah, so as I'm untangling it, you can see on the other camera view, I can see at the top, there's USBs, so there's 2 USB 3s, I've got USB-C here, so those cables are very obvious, and the motherboard should be marked up as to where to put those components. So I'm going to put those out the way for now because I know exactly what they are and where they go and what they do. This one, for example, if I go and have a look underneath on the board, again, it's just quite obvious when you look at things. It's not so obvious when it goes up there. So it's probably the reset button, the power on button, or something like that. Again, people will be screaming at me. It's been a while since I've done this. And every board, case is probably different. This is why I'm making this video, because I want to show that people can just do this if they wanted to. Anyway, so I've got another cable here, and this is the ribbon cables. God, I haven't seen ribbon cables for ages. Anyway, and this is most likely headphones and stuff. No, it just goes to a PCB board, so it could be anything. That could be anything. Do you know what I'll do? I'll read the manual. RTFM. I'll not translate that. Keep it clean, Paul. Okay, so if I read the manual, it gives me absolutely no information. Ah, it's so good. It's good when you get a manual with nothing in it. Gotta work it out ourselves, guys. This is what we're gonna do. Right, well, you plug it in somewhere. I'll find a plug that fits. If it doesn't turn on, we know what the problem is. This is the journey, right? Let's take this little accessory bag in. Ooh, right. So let's hit this out. Let me just change the angle of this. Oh no, you can see. Perfect. Nice and wide. A bit fish-eyed, a bit bent, but it's wide enough to see. So the little accessory bag comes with all the bits that you might need. He says, including the beeper. Don't think I want it to beep every time I turn the computer on, so we're gonna leave that off, I think. It's like old school, beep, every time you turn the thing on. Yes, I know I turned it on because I turned it on myself. Thank you very much. Right, okay, so I've got a lot of fan stuff going on here. It's a bit messy. Ugh. Horrible, horrible, horrible mess. What a mess. Anyway. So obviously one will be for the lights and the fans, and one will be for the one I'm guessing will be for the fans themselves. So I'm going to shove that all in there for now. I'll have to unbox this. In fact, let's lift this off the desk for a moment. Oh, it's light for now, but it won't be for long. Okay, the unboxing of the power unit. Oh, let's just do this. Alright, so another box. We've got a lot more straps and a lot more cable tidies. Flipping brilliant. And an instruction manual. It's so important, man. Honestly. Some stickers. Okay. I put one on my flight case. Look, my Pelly is a perfect spot for one of those. I'll go in one of my Pelly boxes. Love it. Alright, so we've got a big bag of, oh my word, there's so many cables and stuff. Like, I mean, that is a lot, guys. That's a lot. Where are we running cables to? The other side of the room. Honestly, look at the length of this. Maybe it's not as long as I was thinking actually. It's just... No, it's probably alright. I see, I get you. Alright, I'll take it back. I'll take it back. It's just a lot of cables. A lot of nice beefy cables. Okay, so lots of cables. Oh my word, my desk's getting a bit messy already. That'll be a long time before I need those ones. Obviously I won't need that one. Yeah, but a long way off that. Long way off. We've got obviously standard power for UK power and the module itself. Okay, so I'm done with the box. Let's get rid of the box. Put that down there. Thank you, box. You've done your job. Nice little bag there left over from the cables. Let's get rid of that for now. Okay, so one power unit. I mean, that's as much as what we need to know about it. It's a power unit. Okay, on off, on off. So that's the 0 dB fan. I mean, when you read something like that, you often think, does that mean it's just going to slow down and not be as efficient? Probably. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's off. It's off. That's the on-off switch. I mean, obvious stuff. And there's the side where I need to know and what I need to send things to. So obviously, read the manual. Power unit. Case meet power unit. Slides into the slot. Wow, that is so simple. Like you say, why is this so easy? I'm sure I'll come across it at some point. Alright, so the first job is secure the power unit. Couldn't resist. Yeah, let's just see. Nothing on that one. Okay, great. What kind of, okay. Yeah, magnetized screwdrivers are definitely essential You don't want to be dropping screws left, right and centre and leaving them on the board. If you drop something, make sure you find it. Don't leave it on the board. You don't want to be shorting out contacts. The motherboard's covered in contacts, and then obviously just be really careful when you're screwing things down. Don't put loads of pressure down. You definitely don't want to do that. It's suspended, so if you push down and then it goes down onto the board, one, you might scratch it and damage the PCB, and also you might snap it. I mean, if you put that too much pressure on it. And you've got to make sure that everywhere there's a screw for the motherboard, there's a little raised, I'll show you, come with spares, these things. Make sure they've got those in, because it raises the motherboard off the case, so it's kind of suspended. And it should be pretty solid in there, it is, I can feel. We're on to a bit of cabling. I'm going to have a little bit of a read up on what I need to connect and where I need to connect it, what comes from the case. There's some fancy little slots here which are great, and I'm sure all cases will have their cable management solutions, so I'm going to utilize those, make it as neat as I can, and then I think one of the next things I'll probably look at is the cooling, because it's quite a big amount of space it takes up. I'm guessing it will go up on the top here, so yeah, the cooler will have to go on next, I would imagine. So, but first of all, definitely going to hit the cable management for the motherboard. Get all that plugged up into the PSU. Make that all happy. Plug up all the switches on the case. Make sure that's all good. You can't test these things until you have everything built, obviously. So. Actually, it's got onboard graphics, so I could do it without the GPU in, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to build everything up and then, go for it. So yeah, on with some cable management. Okay, so finished the PC build last night. And we're about to switch on for the first time. Legitimately, it's not, I haven't tested it to make sure. If this doesn't work in the video, I'll show exactly what happens. So fingers crossed it works. But first of all, I need to create a bootable drive with Windows on it, so that when I do boot it up, I can then, once I've set up the BIOS, I can send, or I can reboot it with the drive. Ironic that you need a computer in order to do this these days. I'm sure there's other ways, but essentially to create the USB, I need a computer to do that. Thankfully, I do have my laptop, my work laptop, so I can do that. Okay, guys, so before I start up this PC, I am creating the bootable USB for Windows 11. And you follow the links. When you type into Google, the easiest way to find the link is type into Google, create Windows 11 bootable USB. And it'll take you to a window which gives you a few options. Having watched a couple of videos, thanks guys, whoever it was I watched, it basically, they recommended clicking on the create Windows install media or whatever tab. It's the middle one, and it'll download a little media tool that then creates the USB for you. So that's what I'm doing now. It's at 20%, 21%. So it's creating the USB drive for me. Of course, I'll need to go on and buy a license. At which point, I'm guessing during installation it will request the license, so I'll do that before I boot up as well. And then I'll have the bootable drive, and I should be ready to start it up and see what happens. So fingers crossed. So it's a little bit of a waiting game, as ever. It's just part of gaming, isn't it? Downloading large games and things, it's part of a waiting game. But anyway, so we're on the right path at least. So let's see how this goes. Okay, time has come to switch on this PC and see what happens. So I'm going to press record on the Free GoPro. Mine's gone. I've got a little list of things I need to do, which I've just researched on YouTube, Google and things. So I've got my USB drive, which has got the Windows boot image on it. I have my key license from Microsoft. Had it written down there. I'm not going to put that on the video. Anyway, I've got my key license from Microsoft, which I purchased just a moment ago. So that's ready to go, and there's nothing else for it, but we're just going to switch this on. So this is the first time I've put power to this. It's a bit terrifying because I'm showing you all. It might go wrong, might not. I hope it doesn't. Helps if I plug the monitor in. Oh, I've got power. Right, okay, let's show a view that shows the monitor and shows the computer. It's in me shot. I don't care. It's GoPro. You all know I've got to use a camera. Okay, right, so let's go for it. Well, everything's spinning. Oh, delete. Can't see a thing. That's great. So the keyboard didn't light up, and actually it's one of those keyboards that I can't see. New CPU installed. So I had to press F1. And it brings this screen up. So I've got a mouse, I've got everything. Okay, so let's just quickly double check all the. So I've got the CPU is correct, speed and everything's correct. Memory 32 2000 megabytes. Yes, so the memory selection is correct. Okay, DOCP. Has things changed? I don't know. I'm going to do this. Yes, okay, great. Okay, so as I had watched on a video, so it might show the speed slightly differently. Let's just check you can see what I'm seeing. So it might show the speed slightly differently. So when you enable, I mean, it says DOCP here, whereas I was looking for XMP. Someone might be able to tell me whether or not that's different or whatever. But anyway, so with it enabled, it's allowed the DDR5 6000, so hopefully that'll allow the speed of the RAM to be correct. Showing the correct storage, and so yeah, I guess we're up and running. It's time to do to plug in the USB and get Windows on board, I guess. All right, so I've rebooted. I've got the USB drive in for Windows 11 to be installed. It's just restarting. So fingers crossed we get something. Now that issue is resolved, it's powered up, everything still seems to be on, and it's started up, and I'm on the Windows 11 setup page, which is great. So here we are, and I'm going to just install Windows now because I'm at that point, which is great. So obviously English time currency next. So obviously you just click through product key. Okay. So just installing Windows. Yeah, it'll take whatever time, 20 minutes or so. So PC's looking quite cool. All the bits lit up. The cables I need to re-sort because I had to re-plug that fan. It's a bit annoying, but never mind. I'll sort that out. So yeah, while I'm waiting, I guess that's time to go and get a cup of tea. You know, this is the reason why I'm making this video, because honestly, you watch these videos and people will start up with a machine and it'll just be like, you've signed in here and you do this, and they never tell you stuff that goes on in the background. And the issue I'm having right now is the simplest thing is signing into my Microsoft account in order to start the machine. So new PC obviously hasn't got drivers in, so internet, fine. I mean, I'm quite savvy with the computer, so I can work it out. I've got a laptop, so I can actually do that and download a driver, get the Wi-Fi working. Now, if not, you're kind of screwed. I don't really know what you're going to do. What would you do? Anyway, that's by the by. Now with this Microsoft situation, I've got a passkey which I can use to log in with my phone. Great, best option. It needs Bluetooth in order to connect to the device so that it can pass it. Well, I haven't got the drivers connected to installed yet, have I? Microsoft, think, man, think. It's great having all this security, but it stops you doing things, the basic things. It's quite frustrating. So here I am with my laptop again, and I now need to create another USB key in order to sign into the Microsoft account. Frustrating is one word for it. Now this is the reality, not like the videos you watch. I've watched countless videos and no one ever talks about this stuff. No one ever does. So just be warned when you're building a brand new PC. Of course I have no drivers on board. You can't, it's got nothing.
It's a dumb box until you tell it what to do. You really need to think about it. If you've got access to a laptop or another computer, brilliant. If you're changing it for a new PC, keep your old one whilst you're down creating the new one, and then make sure that it's all working before you get rid of the other one. That's my advice. Key advice. Right, let's get this key created. We might be able to sign into an account. Why you can't bypass this bit and sign in later when you've got everything in, Microsoft, please tell me why not. This whole sign-in situation, when I know I've already got an account, I can't sign in because Bluetooth isn't working because it's a new PC and it's not got the drivers correctly installed. I've had to create another account because it's the only way I can do it, because I can't create a key, because I haven't got a USB that is suitable to create a key. So therefore, I've now got to create another account, which is a waste of time, in order for me to get into the machine so I can download and install all the drivers, and then I can actually log into my actual account, and then I can delete that silly account. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, I think I might be in. Let's have a look, eh? Okay, so I finally got into Windows, and I'm finally on downloading the Asus drivers, which is obviously for my choice of motherboard. Got to get all the drivers downloaded and installed so that everything can talk to each other. Essential items like Bluetooth drivers, graphics drivers, well, you know, onboard graphics drivers. And then I'll need to download the GeForce Experience app so that I can get all the drivers downloaded for the GPU. Then I'll need to go on the Coolmaster website to download that app, or whatever it is, so that I can get the little window showing what I need it to and make sure that's working. And then once I'm done with that, I think that's probably about it. I can check things like the RAM and everything, make sure it's all working. But essentially it's all drivers, so it's a good couple hours worth of just downloading stuff and waiting for stuff. And then I can finally download Steam and then hopefully start downloading some games. I don't think it'll be until tomorrow before I start playing anything though, but you know, hopes. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I didn't come back after I finished building the PC because I was too busy playing the games, because I got it working. It works great. I did have a little issue with the cooler. There was something to do with, I was trying to change the screen basically to get the screen to work and rotate the screen so that I can get the information I wanted on it. But it kept crashing. It was still cooling, it was doing what it needed to do, but the screen, I couldn't change the settings on it with the software. So I had a bit of an issue, and what I had to do, I'll do a separate video on that, I think. Essentially, I got it working though, quite quickly. So other than that, I've been testing it out with some of the VR games that I wanted to play. I've been testing it out with just normal games, and it's a beast. It's brilliant. It works perfectly. I've learned an awful lot in the time since I built and since I made the video, so I apologize for some of the dumbness within the video. But do you know what? That's how I want the video to be. I wanted to show that you don't need to be a genius. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to know the ins and outs in order to build a PC. You just need to do a little bit of research, read the manuals whilst you build the PC. Make sure that you build it along the lines of how the manufacturers expect you to. And as long as you stick to that, you can't go wrong. The forums, be careful what you ask in the forums. You get, unfortunately, berated a little bit if you don't know what everyone else expects. That's my experience. I'm not saying that everyone will have the same experience, but that is my experience. Facebook groups can be toxic. Just be careful. I get a little bit annoyed at how people laugh at people just because they don't know something. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. So be careful. Sorry, I keep saying Google. YouTube has got an awful lot of resources. Use it. Google will, especially with the AI now, as much as I hate it, it does come up with some good answers. So use the information that's online. Build the PC you want to. Don't be forced into building a PC that everyone else wants you to. If you want to buy the most expensive graphics card, go and buy the most expensive graphics card. If you can afford it, great. If you don't, and you don't want to, or you can't afford to, don't worry. Just build a PC to what your budget allows. The games will still run, but maybe you just need to knock the quality of the graphics down a bit. So yeah, the experience has been great, as I was hoping. You know, you hear some horror stories about people building PCs and not knowing what they're doing and then it not going right, and you worry about spending all the money and it not going right. And I had a bit of a nightmare, as you saw in the video, with the installation side of things on Windows. It got a bit frustrating, I have to say. And when I look back, I'm sure there'll be people saying, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Well, that's why I made the video, because actually it's from a perspective of someone who has just bought the parts and is building the PC and doesn't know every single thing about the ins and outs of the build. I mean, I know an awful lot. I know, well, who am I kidding? I know what I need to know. I'm not daft. I understand like drivers and things. I got a bit frustrated at the end, but it was all good in the end. We got there. It's all working. And it runs perfectly. So yes, I've played some VR games. I'll put some clips up, you'll see. But you know, racing games, my kind of games, I love it. Like racing games and a bit of Half-Life's fantastic. I can't believe Half-Life, the detail in Half-Life. I just don't understand. Have they built a game or made a game that computers couldn't run 4 or 5 years ago, but actually when this runs it, it's absolutely perfect. It runs it in ultra, which is fantastic. Ultra settings. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now there's an interesting one. I wasn't expecting it to run it in ultra everything, because you really do need 32 gig of video RAM to run that, I expect. And as soon as I ran it at the high quality, it did give me a warning saying that the GPU memory was limited, or something along the lines of that. However, it didn't stutter and it wasn't bad. It still ran it at high quality. So it's probably just a little bit of a warning, but either way, it ran really well. There's a tiny bit of stuttering when on the ground, and all the detail of the airport is there to take in. But once you're up in the air, the detail was really high. I could make out my own street and things like that. That's what I wanted. So I'm quite impressed with how well that runs in VR, which is probably one of the most demanding games that I will expect this PC to run. Editing, I mean, I'm editing on it right now. I'll show you a little bit. The actual video that you're watching, I'm editing right now, and I can't complain. I can't complain. It's perfect. With a big screen, it's lovely to use. When I'm away on the road on the laptop, it's going to be hard to go back to the laptop screen, but you know, I'll deal with it. Yeah, all good, and it's running well. So good luck with your build. I hope this might have helped you, and I apologize if it hasn't. Either way, fingers crossed you get your PC up and running, and enjoy the gaming, guys. Thank you for watching.